Hello everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to the My Player Career Mode. Hope you're doing fantastic. Today, we have got a treat for you. It is the Europa League first knockout round, the double leg header against Inter Milan. And you will see both of those games right here today, including a Southampton game in between it as well in the Premier League. And then moving forward, we've got Chelsea again in the FA Cup. We had them in the Carabao Cup, you might remember. We lost them on penalties last time. We missed one in the shootout, and to be fair, nearly everyone missed one. So, yeah, it wasn't just us. It was pretty much the whole team had a shocker. We then got Forest as well, but we probably won't play these games today. They will be saved for the next episode, because I want to focus solely on the Europa League, because it's a massive tie against Inter Milan. We spoke about it previously being a little bit unfortunate, the draw, with the fact that they've just been kind of kicked out of the Champions League. You know, we topped our group and we've ended up getting a Champions League dropout. Let me quickly see what sort of Champions League group they were in, because if it was a tough group, then that'll be why they were. So they had PSG and Spurs. And Spurs were able to win 5 of their 6 games. They ended up losing to PSG. They lost to Spurs 3-0. And they also lost to Spurs 4-1. So considering where we are in the league and where Spurs are in the league, I'd like to think that we get the job done. But of course, that's not how football works. There's the Premier League table for you anyway. 4 points behind Manchester City with 12 league games to go. But I'm going to waste no time. And we are going to get ourselves into the first of the 2 legs against Inter Milan. We're away at their place first. So we all know what an away goal means. Both teams out and ready, and there is the Inter Milan 11. Interestingly, Firmino starts up front alongside Mayoral. They go with a 3-5-2. Ryan Sessegnon as well is another one of those recognisable former Premier League players. Starts on the left wing. For us, though, you can see the team there. Scott McTominay starts alongside Emre Can and captains the side tonight. Other than that, it is pretty much what we're used to seeing. Andreas Pereira comes back in on the right wing. And of course, Munir leading the line. So one thing I noticed as well heading into the game here, and you saw with the team selection, Inter have got a heck of a lot of yellow cards. So quite a few of their players nearly on a suspension if they're not careful here tonight. We could try and use that to our advantage. You know, start running at them, try and make them commit some fouls, and then pick up a booking on whatnot. But yeah, we'll see what the game will bring. Emre Can fires the ball into our feet. We've just about held on towards it. Emre Can again. McTominay is here. He finds the ball through. The space is there. And the finish is exquisite. 11 minutes in. Inter Milan 0, Manchester United 1. And we've got the goal. And already there is a sign that this 3 at the back from Inter Milan, there's too much space between the midfield and the back 3. I'm getting into that little pocket. I'm able to get the ball, feed it back, then make the run. In fact, we were the furthest player forward in a United shirt in that move in the end. I mean, there's no chance there for the keeper. He just stands there and watches it go in the back of the net. And that is why I love playing in the more sort of central attacking midfield role, because it gives us the opportunity to get chances like that. Scott McTominay towards Emre Can. Can now to Munir. This is good movement by Manchester United. It's exceptional! And it's 2-0! There's too many runners off the ball for Inter Milan to contend with. And they are sinking inside the San Siro. Half an hour played. The tie could already be well and truly done. They cannot get close to this United side. We weren't really even involved in the build-up. It's Emre Can and Munir combining passes, moving off the ball. This is what happens when you go over back 3, especially with the runners from midfield that we use. You end up getting overrun, and that's exactly what's happening here to Inter Milan. And the problem is as well, they've not been good enough when they've had the ball to feed their front 2. That's got to change in the second half, or they're going to be out here in the first knockout round. And what I expected to be quite the challenge is proving to be a fantastic away day. Oh, Scott McTominay there trying to turn away, and he lost it, and Firmino's in. But has he got the pace to go all the way? Well, he's just about managed to hold on. Mayoral's there! And David De Gea saves it. Offside flag goes up. Inter with their first real opportunity of the game. Firmino did well to hold off. I think it was Kehrer who was returning back on a recovery run. But then he just didn't have the pace to go all the way. Fed it across and Mayoral was stood in an offside position. Martial's just come on as well for us. I think Andres Pereira's gone off. He has done. That's not a change that Inter will want to see. Martial, lots of pace, bags of quality. If he gets a chance, he'll probably score it. And we've been quite quiet in the second 45. That has to be said, but I think we're just trying to see the job out here. Don't give them even a way back into the game, really, as Williams there, not composed, ends up smashing it out into touch. 22 minutes to play. If Inter could grab a goal back, that would give them some confidence going into the second leg. Excuse me, but I don't really think they've done enough to warrant them getting a goal back in this game, as Munir here can turn away. And now, again, we will get to drive at them. Trying to open up the space with a bit of trickery and a bit of pace, but Hinteger there has done very, very well to hold us off and win back the ball for his team, because if we'd have got past him, we're through on goal. Martial, what a ball through to McTominay! And the save is big from the Inter Milan goalkeeper. Martial, what a pass through that was. McTominay will leave the field of play now, as well as Rabiot is the substitution. He takes the captain's armband as well. McTominay, of course, picking up that yellow card earlier on in the game. I'm not sure if he'll be able to play the second leg. I don't know how many yellow cards he's already had, but we've got a corner here to find a third goal, and that would really see us through, it feels like, into the next round. It's sent into the near post. Radu away. Nobody really attacked it in a red shirt there. Rabiot back towards Chan. I asked for the pass actually from Rabiot, and then I asked it again from Chan, and he ended up passing it straight to Inter. 10 minutes to play. It's a really good position for us to be in. And all we got to do is then go back to our place and essentially no mistakes. Rabiot finds us. Now Rabiot again. 1-2. Brilliant play. Is there an end product though? Emre Can inside the area. Just about worked the space. Right-footed. And Radu can save it. We got it out of our feet enough to find the shot. And in the end, maybe we should have looked for a pass, but it was so congested inside their area that I just felt like shooting probably would have been the better option. As change for Inter Milan. There has been another change for Manchester United as well. Memphis Depay has come on. He signed for us in the transfer window. This might actually be his debut, although I'm not entirely sure. As Kerrer, well, another chance goes by. It's going to finish full time here though. Manchester United 2, Inter Milan 0. The two first half finishes enough to find the win here at the San Siro. It gives us a massive advantage heading into the second leg at Old Trafford. Between that game though, of course, is Southampton. With the Premier League looking the way it is, we can't afford a slip up there. So focus on the next job at hand before worrying about that second leg. Southampton's 11 on your screen, and heading into the game, City have just played and won. So they have moved the gap now to 7 points. So a win here from St Mary's is imperative for us. For us, it's an unchanged side barring... Well, actually, it's not. I take that back. There is two changes. Rabiot comes into central midfield, and also as well... Pereira comes in, Ricardo Pereira at right back. So I think they're the only two changes to the team that just featured in the Europa League. But yeah, like I said, we need to win here now, with City essentially making sure that they're not making a mistake. 7 points is now the gap. If we fail to win here and end up with a draw, that'll be 6. If we lose the game, don't want to think about that, we'll still be 7 behind with only 11 games to go. So I didn't expect us to win the Premier League in our first season here at United, but obviously being close is something we want to do, and it'll be a bit frustrating if we end up losing it by a matter of points, wouldn't it? So yeah, let's focus up. Excellent control shown by Dan James, and look at that for a bit of footwork as Angus Gunn is able to make the save from very, very close range from Daniel James. Excellent skill shown by him. Rabiot picks it back up for United. Strong start here as Munir now collects it, trying to work his way through. Referee, it's given. Munir down in the box under the challenge. And it will be a penalty kick, Manchester United. And if I'm taking it, the last one we took, we missed. In fact, the last two we've taken, we missed. We missed one in the shootout against Chelsea, and we missed the one we had before that as well. So for penalties this season, I've taken 3, scored 1, missed 2. Of course, one of those was in a shootout. Oh, you know, my left is my favoured side, so we're going to go there again. Please don't go left. Gone! And he doesn't! And United are 1 in front here at St Mary's. No mistake from the spot. Cool, calm and composed. 17 minutes in, we've got the breakthrough, and that calms any potential nerves we were having, especially with the City result before. But what we can't now do is sit back and allow Southampton back into this game, because the start we have made, we've pinned them into their own half, and that's what we've got to do for the rest of this game. Don't worry about defending a 1-0. Let's go for 2. Munir is through on goal. 24 minutes. Munir! 2 inside 6 minutes for Manchester United. And this is the response you want When your rivals set the tone, you want to respond with a thumping win. And right now, we are on course to do exactly that. Munir here, just great run off the ball, really. Opens up the space for himself, and it's a tight angle. I'm trying to get into the back post there just to make sure in case, you know, Angus-Gunn was able to parry the shot. I'm sort of in the position where it would roughly come out to be and then can tap it in. Munir didn't need us, though. Found the finish himself. Free kick, dangerous area. Andres Pereira over it! And there you go. When you see him take control of the ball and put it down, you're looking at this and thinking, it's likely this is going in the back of the net. He's had 3, I think, or maybe 4, and he's scored 2. That is very, very good returns from free kicks. It's a quality free kick as well. Up and over the wall, back down as well into the top corner. No chance for Angus-Gunn, who's conceded a 3rd in the game. Kind of feel a bit sorry for him now. He tries to go quickly, but there's just too much quality on the free kick. And that is going to be 3 before we've even got into half-time. And it should be the 3 points in the bag. Rabiot towards Chan. There might be time for a 4th here in the first half. And there is. We're running rampant here. What is going on to Southampton? They just cannot seem to deal with us at the moment. 3 additional minutes added on to the first half. But we didn't need the 3 because we got it right just after the 45th minute. And it's a quality finish as well after some good possession play on the edge of Southampton's penalty area. Again, top quality finish. I've now had a hand in 3 of the 4 goals here. It's our 16th of the Premier League season. Part of me wants to ask for a substitution because the job's already done here and I want to be fully fit for the Inter Milan game. Then the other part of me is thinking I want the hat-trick because we could potentially get it here. Openda with some great control. Spins as well down the left-hand side. Still not done just yet. Is there a way back into this for Southampton? Ricardo Pereira's back there. It's a corner ball. It will be the last action of the first half here. And Mario Lemina will take it. I don't really think Southampton will get back in the game, even if they grab a goal, but it's more for De Gea. We want to see that clean sheet. Half-time whistle comes. Lemina into the feet of Kramaric, but he's dispossessed by Kera immediately, and Rabiot can clear it away. 16 minutes left. We've made all 3 changes. Mane's come on, Martial's come on, and Pablo Fornals as well. I was taken off about 60 minutes in. I asked for the change, so it wasn't like a surprise or anything. I knew I was coming off. But yeah, it's been very, very good performance from us here. There was a goal as well at the Emirates. Arsenal were playing against Liverpool, or are playing against Liverpool. And that right now is 1-1. Liverpool have just found an equalising goal in that game. And that should just do them the world of good in trying to keep their title hopes alive. So, 10 minutes to play. I will say, Southampton not offered a lot. One of their players, though, today has been very good. Openda on this left-hand side. Anything that they have done well has come through him as they now do attack down this left wing. Vokins trying to cross it off Mane. It will be a corner ball. Full time here at St Mary's. It finishes Manchester United 4, Southampton 0. We got 2. We got an assist as well. And now it's off to the second leg against Inter Milan at Old Trafford. Man United with an unchanged 11 from the last Inter Milan game. Scott McTominay can feature and does. Still captains the side as well. It'll be interesting to see if Inter Milan choose to go with that back 3 that they went with for the first leg. Because playing at Old Trafford, of course, with away goals on offer, there's not a lot to lose for them in terms of going forward. If they could grab a goal, that would be massive. But equally, they need to be able to defend, and they weren't able to do that in the first half of the last game. So here is their 11 anyway. It looks like it is the same starting 11. Same formation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same teams for both of these clubs. Of course, after this, we move into the next round. If we can beat them, 2-0 aggregate scoreline should help us through. But we've just got to perform without any mistakes here tonight and make sure we actually do book our spot in the next round. Munir in behind this Inter Milan defence for the first time tonight. And it should have been Manchester United 1, Inter 0. Munir did ever so well up until the finish on that left foot. It was a pass through from Emre Can that found its way into the feet of Munir. And he did the rest. And you can see frustrations from our manager because that was a good opportunity for Munir to give us an early lead. Politano, great ball, finds Vecino, the space in the centre. It's the cross, and it's hit Skriniar, and De Gea will collect it. Skriniar's arm was up there as well. It'd be interesting to see if it hit him in the face or in the arm, but the referee Plays on anyway. And Inter Milan's cross into the box was eventually dealt with, albeit not very well. And they've grown into this game pretty well here. Since that Munir chance in the first few minutes, it's pretty much been all Inter. Tolisso can't find the feet of Bobby Firmino, and we will collect possession, but we're trying to go forward, and every time we do, keeps coming back at us. Gagliardini wants too much time on the ball, but I've given it straight back to him. We've got 30 seconds left of the first half, and we're there to make the challenge, and that is going to do us then 0-0 here at Old Trafford for the second leg. And we're seemingly quite content sat defending. We're not pushing bodies up. The thing that caused Inter Milan issues in the San Siro game was that we had runners from midfield. Emre Can and Scott McTominay are not willing to make too many forward runs tonight. And that, I think, is in part down to the fact that we already have the lead. And they don't want to get quite out of position. But we're not really creating much at the moment. Rabiot towards McTominay. McTominay finds us. Just under half an hour to play here as we try to shift it to look for a shooting opportunity. 2 changes have been made as well to try and give us some inspiration, really. Martial on for Andres Pereira and Rabiot on as well for Emre Can. And the final change now comes through with Memphis Depay making his way on for Munir. 26 or so minutes to play as Inter Milan throw it straight towards. I can't get the ball under control, though. Story of my game so far. Not the finest performance here. But we're just not really interested in going forward. I don't particularly like playing games like this. I know completely why we're doing it, because obviously we've already done the job in the first leg. But yeah, it doesn't bode well in terms of entertainment, I guess, because we're not really doing a lot. Here is Memphis Depay, though, in towards the feet of McTominay. Lets it run towards myself. Dan James, instead of going for the run, decided to hold it. We've got Rabiot for support. He finds McTominay. McTominay shifts it towards us. Left-footed strike, looking for the top corner. And it wasn't too far away, but again, it's not quite on target. Tolisso finds the feet of Bobby Firmino. We've got seconds left, though. Inter Milan have run out of time, run out of ideas. And we will be advancing through in the Europa League to the next round. A 2-0 aggregate victory. Celebrations inside the ground. I mean, it wasn't the best performance in the world here at Old Trafford, but what we did do well is we defended. You know, it has to be said, Inter tried to break us down, but they didn't have any ideas on how to get through this Manchester United defence. At times, we had all 11 players behind the ball, and that seemed to be the game plan. So, I know it's not the most entertaining game to play, but sometimes I'm going to have to deal with that. If we are winning a game after the first leg, then the chances are we will look to see it out and be tight at the back, and I've just got to accept I'm going to have to defend a bit more than going forward. But we are through. We book our spot. Let's see who we face. Before we get a look at who we will play in the next round of the Europa League, we have highlights to show you from our last game of the day as we took on Nottingham Forest in what should have been a routine victory for us. You can see the sides popping up on the screen. But I call it routine. It very much was not. They were the team trying to find the early goal in the game, and without David De Gea, they may have got it just after the 13th minute. But as the game went on, we started to dominate the possession stat, but I will say we were struggling to get in behind this Nottingham Forest defence. And it felt like the only way we were going to actually get a goal would be trying to hit one from distance. So myself, Rabiot, were trying to find that little pocket of space on the edge of the penalty area to actually score a goal. With 10 minutes to play, we were just taken off, and it looked like we were heading for a very disappointing 0-0 draw. But for Munir to get into the penalty area, our substitution, Pablo Fornals, who came on for us, got the assist, and the goal was found. And I will say, that is a massive, massive goal. I wasn't actually going to do this live because I felt like we'd beat Nottingham Forest pretty easily, but they proved to be quite a tough test. And the reason it's massive is because now with 10 games to go, had we have not won that game, we would have been 6 behind Manchester City, but that remains at 4. So I think they will probably win the title. You know, we need them to drop points in 2 games for us to be able to climb that point gap back. It's a possibility, but I'm going to be honest, I don't see it happening. So let's focus as much as we can on trying to get the results, especially in the Europa League, where our next opponents are going to be Arsenal. So another tie that's not going to be the easiest tie in the world, but I still feel like we should be able to advance through. But that's going to do us for today's episode. A massive thank you for watching. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a huge thank you for all of the support on the channel as well. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below to follow me. And if you want to see more, make sure you have the notification bell alongside it switched on as well. But until next time, a great day, have a great evening, and I'll catch you all again very soon. Adios.